Welcome, everybody, to the Salon Scoop podcast. As always, I am here with my amazing co-host, Sarah Perrin.
Hello.
Salon S.O.S content manager and service provider and salon owner and just pretty much jack of all trades.
Master of none, though, right?
Exactly. Today, we're going to talk about how to run a killer giveaway for your salon spa. A lot of salons ask us about, how are some examples of running contests? And, everybody wants to sort of put together contests because they know that it can bring value in terms of new eyes, new interest, new excitement around the salon. But there's really some specific, sort of guidelines that you should be following. And we want to share some of those with you today to see how you can really capitalize on contests and giveaways to drive for your business. So, Sarah, you obviously execute these in salon all the time. What would you say is sort of some of the first steps that people need to be thinking about?
For sure. So one of the biggest oversights, I think, when it comes to running a giveaway or a contest or anything like that, is not being clear with why you're doing the giveaway or the contest. So one of the first steps is determining your goals. So you could run a giveaway or a contest for many reasons. You might be promoting a new product or a service. There might be a new team member that you're promoting. You might be looking to gain social media followers, or maybe even just exposure to potential new clients on social media. You also might be looking to cross promote with other local businesses with similar customer demographics, or you might also be looking to receive user generated content to use on your salon social. So the biggest thing is starting off and trying to determine why exactly you are doing the giveaway and what you're hoping to accomplish as a result. Once you've established once you've established those goals, then you can start getting into kind of the numbers too.
For sure. But it's such an important point, Sarah, because it is basic, but it's so often overlooked, right?
Yeah.
And it's, really we could use that advice with so many things in our life. Is like, you have to start with, why are you doing this in the first place? Right?
Absolutely.
And if you really become clear on that, then the rest of it typically becomes a lot easier. So, if you've established what your objective is or what your goal is, in terms of now putting together some numbers, it should be easier to understand, what kind of a prize, how much you should be investing in the actual prize, or the promotion itself. So if you're trying to promote a new product or service, what's the value of that product or the value of that service, right? Like, how much revenue do you expect that you might actually get from that? And once you understand, the revenue that you're going to get, now you can understand, okay, what would be, let's say an appropriate amount of your investment to invest in the actual sort of contest or giveaway. If it's gaining social media followers, which often a lot of salons do that, it's like, oh, we want to do a contest to gain more social media followers. That's great. But, what's the value in terms of earning more social media followers? It's a little bit harder to determine, right? And, if you get 100 more followers, is that, good for you or not good? You want to determine like exactly what your target is. But you also don't want to be giving away, a $5,000 prize, just to get 100 new followers on your Instagram page, right? So you have to be kind of very, very conscious of how much you're investing. I remember some examples in the past of a company that was giving away a contest for a, brand new car, which, probably the value on that was probably in and around like 20,000. I think they had, sort of some rebate or special on it, but still, a $20,000 prize. The thing that you have to be really careful about is, imagine that you run this contest for a $20,000 car and only 5 people enter the contest. You're still on the hook to give away the $20,000 prize. So you have to be very, very careful about, what prize you're actually giving and what your true expectations are in terms of the return on investment that you're going to get from that. And to just be cautious about, not putting yourself on the hook for something too big all by yourself.
For sure. No, and that's a huge thing, because I feel like, again, when you don't know why you're doing the giveaway. It's hard to determine like the value of what you're wanting to give away. And then is there going to be any return on that? So like you said, for 100 followers, like 100 new followers on social media, do you want to be giving away a $250 hot tool? Or would that make more sense to run as an in salon special for people, like as an incentive for purchasing more or spending more? So it's just important to remember those, because again, if you're giving away these high ticket items but not seeing any actual profit from it, then is it worth it? And that's something that you have to ask yourself, because it might be for 100 new followers, giving away $100 gift card might be totally beneficial, and it might actually bring a new client into your salon too. So it's just important to be aware of these types of things, because I feel like it's often forgotten about or overlooked.
That's it. We can't necessarily give you a specific, like, okay, you want to invest $100 for every, $500 of revenue that you're going to get back from it. Sure, in an ideal world, that would be great, but sometimes you don't know, how much revenue you're going to get from, the actual results. So, sometimes just doing some trial and error and maybe starting with a smaller promotion to kind of see the results that you get might help you then have a better idea of what to expect if you do a larger promotion, in the future.
And again, it's all trial and error. Some might flop and fall on their face, and you're like, what was the point of me doing that? And other ones might be incredibly successful. So it's just a matter of kind of putting in the time, putting in the work, seeing what works for your salon followers, and then just adjusting accordingly. So,
yeah. Having the plan is important, right? So that's kind of that's what we're giving you. How do you start going about, putting inside the actual sort of, details of execution?
For sure. So once you have kind of all of the bones in place, then you can start nailing down all the details. So one of the biggest things is like, which social media platforms are you going to run the giveaway on? Is it just going to be Instagram? Is it going to be Facebook? Are you going to throw it on TikTok? Is there going to be an opportunity for in-salon guests to enter it as well? So you kind of need to figure out what you're wanting for that. And then just the basics, like you obviously need a start and an end date. Depending on what the giveaway is, you might choose to run it for a longer duration. You might choose to only have it for a few days. So again, it's kind of going to depend on what type of giveaway you are actually doing. And then actions for followers to take to enter the contest. Now, this gets a little bit complicated. And I know, like myself as a consumer, or as, when I'm scrolling Instagram and I see a giveaway or a contest, I'm not going to take 16 different actions to enter a contest. Normally, if it's juicy enough, I might consider it. But I think that this is where people get a little bit carried away. So if you're having to, like it, share it, post it in your stories, tag 15 people and your cousin's brother and their best friend, it ends up being a little bit too much. So if there's anything that we can suggest for that, we would definitely suggest to like keep it simple, keep it to just a few actions. So maybe again, like, comment, and for a bonus entry, maybe share it to your stories, but try and keep it nice and simple.
Yeah. And I think just on that point,
yeah.
Ask yourself what you would be willing to do to enter a contest, right? And never ask somebody else to do something that you would not be willing to do yourself.
Exactly. No, that's a super, super good point. And then for other details, and this is something I think we're going to dive into a little bit more about as well, is collaborations. So we talked about that a little bit earlier, collaborating with local businesses that have similar demographics or consumers that would be complementary to both businesses. So Scott, I know you have some things to talk about with the collaboration front.
Yeah, I like this. I like this a lot because, again, so often salons, they run contests in salon and on their social media, right? And essentially you're only talking to your existing clients. And sometimes that might be okay, depending on, again, what your initial goals are. If you're trying to increase pre-bookings, well, that's obviously, something that you're trying to do with your existing guests. But, for many things, if you're just talking about trying to increase and promote a new product, a new service, a new service provider, you may want to be, and new followers on social media, you want to get new people, right, who don't know you yet. And one of the best ways that you can do that is to collaborate with other local businesses in your area, right, that might have a similar target market, right? So it could be restaurants, it could be clothing stores, it could be, really all sorts of things, wellness, health, fitness centers. The list kind of goes on and on. But think of if you collaborated with those businesses and came up with a really juicy prize bundle, right, where the winner could get, maybe it's, a gift certificate to your salon, but they also get a gift certificate to a local restaurant, and maybe they get a 1 hour free, personal training session at the gym, or, whatever each business decides that they might want to kind of kick in. Now you have a super interesting prize, and each of those businesses is going to promote that, which is going to get all businesses exposure to everybody's client base, right? So that can be a very, very interesting way to do it. For sure, it takes more collaboration and a little bit more, kind of energy to put it all together, but there could be great rewards from it. And Sarah, I know that you've done a few of these, in your salon company yourself. Maybe do you have an example that you could share with everybody about something that has been quite successful?
For sure. So yeah, we're actually really big on local collaborations anyways. So we do a ton of different collabs with like a few local fitness centers. I've got a good connect with a local chiropractor, and we've done some things. So that was actually one of the big ones that it was called Fill Your Cup giveaway. And again, at our salon, we're all about like wellness from the inside out. So we kind of collaborated and had multiple local businesses. So again, from coffee shops to this chiropractor to a fitness center to athletic, like a clothing store that offered like athletic wear. So we kind of made this cohesive type of giveaway. And then it was nice because, like my type of clientele, and this is where creating your ideal client avatar is so important, because once you have that specific idea of everything that your ideal client wants, it's easier to build it around. So, for example, I started this giveaway with my friend that is the chiropractor, and his ideal clientele is 40-year-old women. Maybe they have children, maybe they don't. They have a little bit more of a flexible schedule. And guess who comes to the salon? A lot of 40-year-old women that have flexible schedules and, everything like that. So then just sitting down and keeping that in mind. And then we were also thinking like, okay, which fitness centers are really good for like, again, that specific type of demographics. So then we reached out to them. So again, it's just picking these kind of more niche type of companies that you're both going to be benefiting from. They probably aren't already coming to your business, but it's likely just due to a lack of awareness. So again, I feel like when it comes to collaborating, one of the most important things is just really nailing down that ideal client avatar, and then choosing local businesses and companies that they would just naturally be going to too. So yeah, I have found that to be incredibly beneficial. And then even with the giveaway, then you can offer a way juicier, bigger giveaway if you have 7 people that are all contributing, something that's $100. So the offer is so much more enticing, but you yourself are not having to put in a $700 value price or prize kind of thing. Yeah.
But you're still getting exposure to all of those, potential people, right? So that's what I think is really interesting about it. So amazing. So now that we've kind of like, we've set the goals, we've looked at the numbers to make sure that we're kind of having a prize offering that sort of makes sense based on the revenue that we are expecting from the particular promotion. We kind of determine what that prize is going to look like, whether it's with, a collaboration or not, if you feel that's an effective strategy. Now it's pretty much about, communicating it, right, and getting it out there, and trying to promote it as much as possible up until the time that the contest ends and you pick a winner. Any particular sort of advice or tips, again, based on your experience in terms of the actual sort of marketing and communication of the promotion?
Totally. So I don't know if this is like a huge thing, but from my research, I have read that starting the giveaway at the beginning of the week is usually pretty beneficial, just getting it going on like a Monday or a Tuesday, just while, the week is fresh for people. The other thing is you want to make sure that you're not running it over a super long extended amount of time. Like you really want to keep momentum up and excitement going. And on that front too, it's not enough just to post the giveaway once, right? Like you want to post the giveaway once, and then you want to promote it to death on your stories or in the salon. So you can do that by maybe, again, like reminding your guests as they're checking out to go check out your social media giveaway. Again, posting something daily on your stories just to remind people that that's where it's going. Maybe even going in and tagging some people that you know that you think would be interested in winning the giveaway too, just to kind of get a little bit more traction going. And once they see it, then they'll tag 3 of their friends who then tag 3 of their friends. So I think the biggest thing to keep in mind is it's not just enough just to post it the one time. You need to keep the momentum up for the entire time. And unfortunately, that usually for a giveaway, you're not going to be posting it multiple times, right? Because you want most of that information and the entries to be on that singular post. So it's more just getting creative. And like I say, maybe popping on your stories and putting your face on and giving a quick, breakdown of what the giveaway is and why you're so excited about it, or putting a sticker in your stories asking people if they have already entered or not. So there's a few ways like that just to keep up momentum and build excitement until the actual day that the winner is drawn.
Yeah. And probably on like a time frame, people ask this question a lot. I mean, again, there's no direct answer, but you've kind of alluded to it. You don't want it to be too long. I would say probably like a month typically would be like the maximum. Probably like 10 days to 14 days might be like the sweet spot. You need enough time to kind of be able to build the momentum and get people aware of it and, sort of like registering or signing up for it.
Totally.
But if you have like a 2-month contest or a 3-month contest, the reality is that you are not going to maintain the momentum of talking about it, promoting it for all that time. Anyways, so you're going to get the bulk of your interest and sort of people signing up in that first period anyways. So that's kind of where you should probably do it to really create excitement and also create a bit of a sense of urgency. It's like, I better get on this and sign up now because it's only valid for 10 days, 14 days, 20 days, whatever it might be.
Exactly. Yeah, no, that's a super good point.
And then it really, I mean, once you've done that, it just comes down to, the end of the contest, and you have all of your people that qualify depending on what they needed to do. And picking a winner should be relatively straightforward in terms of just sort of gathering all the entries. If they've done it in Salon and they've actually written it, sometimes it's the old school way of having the names in a hat and then pulling them out. If it's everybody who's followed you or tagged you on social media, again, you can kind of put all that information either into a list and pick a random number. There's also a few you can go onto Google and again just sort of Google free giveaway winners, and there's a few different sort of sites out there that you can find that I think you put in all the names and it'll randomly choose one for you. So
Totally. Yep. And I would say when picking a winner, once you have the winner picked, just click on theirs to make sure that they actually followed all of the actions needed to enter, because especially when you have multiple people that you need to follow or anything like that, they might just get lazy and just go for it, and then their name is still picked in a random generated winner picker. So that's just one little tidbit of advice. Just double check, make sure that they're worthy of the win.
Yeah, very true, because if they're not and other people see that, it kind of loses the integrity of your contest, and for future contests people will have less sort of confidence, or that credibility factor might be lost. So definitely important from that standpoint. But then you obviously want to communicate the winner and make a big splash out of it to create a lot of buzz and excitement around that, so that it's not just the winner who's communicated with, but that everybody hears about it and has the FOMO, right?
Totally. And do a follow-up too, like when they come to pick up their prize pack, take a picture and post it on your stories there too. Like, just again, keep on building up momentum. And then the cool thing is whoever ends up winning, so especially if you're tagging them in a picture and stuff like that, then all of a sudden if they're sharing it, all of their followers are then seeing like, oh, that's cute, she won something from this salon, like maybe I'll give them a follow. So yeah, there's really so many ways like trickle down benefits. So you just again have to be strategic with it and actually have a game plan moving forward.
For sure. And when you create that FOMO aspect around people who missed out, it's going to help you build momentum for the next promotion or contest that you do in the future when people hear about it. So, again, it kind of can build on itself very much. We would absolutely love to get, examples. If you have some examples in your salon company that you've done contest giveaways that have really worked, we'd love to be able to feature you, sort of on our pages. Please send them through to us. You can connect with us through email at info@salonsos.ca or on our Instagram, salon@salon.s.o.s. We want to share as much as we can with the community and continue to be a wonderful resource for all of you. So there you go. If you've got specific questions around contest ideas or whatnot, again, don't ever hesitate to reach out to us. We're here as a resource for you. We just want to help everybody achieve the most success possible in all things digital marketing for your salon and spas.
Thank you for listening.
Thanks so much, everybody. We look forward to catching you on a next episode. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.